Hey guys, Troy here, back with another video today. We are finally doing it. It's time for me to admit this is basically a Tyler Herro fan page. We are doing a whole video on Tyler Herro and whether or not you guys should be buying, selling, or holding his rookie cards. I didn't want to do it, especially because I can already hear now my friends are going to roast me for dedicating an entire video to this guy. But judging on the comments and the questions I've been getting, even from people who don't invest in cards. I literally had someone ask me, how do I invest in Tyler Herro, who's not even in the hobby? I felt like I had to make this video. So I think the most helpful thing for us to do is compare one of his primary cards to other players from the last 2 years. The first one I'll do to kind of set the bar, see what the absolute ceiling is I would say Luka Doncic. Prism Silver PSA 9 from his rookie year is going right now for about $1,800. And Tyler Herro right now, his Prism Silver PSA 9, I was lucky enough to get this card for $50 back in about June. But that card now is going for just a touch under $500. So you see it right there. That card still has plenty of room to go. And let's be clear here. I'm not saying obviously Tyler Herro is on Luka's level right now, or even that I predict he will get to that level. I just think that's kind of good to use as a bar to see what the absolute top end is. Now let's compare him to people from his current draft class. We have Zion Williamson Prism Silver PSA 9s going for about $750 right now. We have Ja Morant Prism Silver PSA 9 going for about $450. And then we have RJ Barrett Prism Silver PSA 9 going for about $150. His cards, to be honest, are very, very expensive right now. He's more expensive than Ja Morant, the Rookie of the Year. I think a guy who at the very least has shown us if he can stay healthy, he will be at least an all-star in the league at some point, if not a superstar. And then you have Zion, who is being pitched as one of the faces of the entire league. I know he has his injury concerns and everything, but he's right in that Tyler Herro range. He's a little bit more expensive, but not that much more. And then RJ Barrett, I kind of wanted to see who's, a relevant player he has not shown as much as Tyler Herro, but I wanted to see where he was at. So $150, Tyler Herro is going for 3 times as much. And if that wasn't enough, guys, I looked at who's the second best player from the last draft class besides Luka. I decided on Trey Young, and his Prism Silver PSA 9 rookie is going for only $400. Now, I love Tyler Herro, but the fact that he's more expensive than Trey Young right now is pretty crazy. I would say it's absolutely absurd if not for the fact that Trey Young is not on a winning team, and I don't think anyone sees him winning or even contending for championships for a while. And Tyler Herro is in a great situation. He could hypothetically at least win one this year, and at the very least he's going to have some talent around him to be competing, which is very, very important in the hobby. But still, the fact that he's more expensive than Trey Young was pretty surprising to me. Now, that should be it, right? End of the video. Go and sell, get out while you can. Unfortunately, I can't bring myself to do it yet. I think one other thing to consider real quick is Tyler Herro is exciting, marketable. I mean, we already know kids love him. One of the reasons I'm thinking about holding is I've even talked to a lot of people. When people get into the hobby in the next couple months for the first time, literally the very first card they're going to want to buy is Tyler Herro. And what's the number one set people are chasing right now? Prism Silver. So I think if you have a Prism Silver Tyler Herro, don't get me wrong. If you sell, you're actually probably making the right decision, but I think it's worth considering holding. It'll almost 100% dip when the season is over unless they win the championship, but I don't see it going down that far. Maybe something like $350. But if the hobby keeps growing and people keep joining, I really see this being like the card people run to invest when they join the hobby. So now that we went through all that, here's my advice on Tyler Herro. If you own his Prism Silver or any of his higher end cards, maybe we have some high rollers with the National Treasures or something like that, my honest advice would be don't be afraid to sell and take profits. I cannot sit here with a straight face and tell you guys that would be a mistake, but at the same time, I honestly don't think holding would be the worst thing in the world if you have these high-end cards. Because if he continues this next year, those will go on a crazy run. But I think my advice for maybe some of you guys who have, especially already graded some of his lower end stuff, maybe you have a just a regular Prism PSA 9 or an Optic Pink or some Donruss, especially with the backup at PSA, the pop report on his rookie cards aren't as high as you would think, and people are absolutely scrambling to invest in any Tyler Herro they can. So I think my advice would be, if you have that lower end stuff and it's already graded, I would just sell. Holding would not be the biggest mistake in the world. If you believe in Tyler Herro, you want to have fun, hold. But if you're asking my honest opinion, that's what I would do. Now, in terms of buying, I'm going to say that's a strong no from me right now. And I very well could be wrong. I make mistakes. If you had asked me a week ago if you should buy Tyler Herro, I would have said no, which would have been a mistake. But for me, the only scenario I see his cards going up even more, at least in the short term, is if they win the NBA Finals, which is going to be really, 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 really tough against a very strong Lakers team. But those are just my ideas. You never know for sure, but I know a lot of people, including myself, are really torn on what to do on Tyler Herro because the profits have been insane, but I'm not sure I've seen an electrifying player like him that everyone loves so much in a long, long time. So this video was as much for me as it was for you guys, so I can make a decision on what to do. But I hope you enjoyed. That's it for the video today. Make sure to like and subscribe. Gonna keep the content coming. Thanks again.